Covenant is I will, not if you, I will. Grace and peace, everybody. Welcome to Sabbath School Study Group. This is a new 5-part series as we look at God's justice and his mercy. We're going to study covenantal love, but we need to understand what is a covenant in the first place. A covenant is a contract, but it is not in the normal circumstance that the covenant of God is established. It's not an issue of if you do this, then I will. Covenant is based on character and therefore the contract. So because a promise of God is based on who he is simply contracting to say that I will, regardless. But before we go deeper, we appreciate you. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the like button, even leave a comment or a thought for this video. And by all means, pass it on and go to the website at changeministry.org. And always bear in mind that we would love to come in fellowship with you. So if you want us to come to your church or school, be sure to drop us an email. That email address is contact@changeministry.org. Deuteronomy chapter 7 paints a beautiful picture of who God is in light of who we are. We start with verse 6 where he says, "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth." This is Moses trying to prophesy, communicate God's way to God's people. The key word in this verse is chosen. He says that God has chosen us. There you see volition. Not only volition, God choosing, but you see him choosing first. But look at covenant on another level. Verse 7 through 8 says, "The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you," as we read in verse 6, "because you were more in number than any people. For you were the fewest of all people. But because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt." Remember the main point of this study. Bible covenant, godly covenant, it is I will, not if you, I will. If that were the case, he would have stopped probably in the first few days of dealing with the children of Israel. He would have stopped with them when they first saw Moses and Moses came to try and get them to go along with him. They were reluctant then. He had sworn an oath. He made a promise to Abram. He made a promise to Isaac, a promise to Jacob, therefore a promise to everyone else that was based on his oath, based on his choice, which, by the way, he made first. But finally, when you read verse 9, "Know therefore," now based on what we've seen in verses 6, 7, and 8, "Therefore, know that the Lord thy God, he is God." We're talking about character. And because of who he is the faithful God. Still talking about character. And because of his character, he keeps covenant and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. Now we're going to look at the latter part of this verse, just in case we see some conditionality to God's behavior. But for now, let's start by building on the fact that he says, because of who he is, that is what God does. When God makes a promise, it doesn't matter on our performance on whether or not he offers the promise. The promise is given because the promise is God.